Several years ago, I've been in the PTA for many, many years, involved in many different ways. And Mary had been talking about this event. I probably told you this story last year, but she talked about this event for a while. And anytime you try to do something new anywhere, there's a lot of anxiety and worry and questioning. And last year, I said, you know what, Mary, we're going to do it. We're going to make it work. And we did, and it's been wonderful. So thank you all for coming out. Next up, I believe my Board of Education president is going to speak, Mr. David Warner. So enjoy yourselves and have a good time.
Read my speech, tell a baseball story. Good evening. On behalf of the Greenberg Board of Education, congratulations to our honorees. We're happy to recognize the good work you do for our school and community. We know that you understand that as former trustee Chuck Rollins would say, it's all about the kids. We forget what it is like to be kids. We had Greenberg night this week at City Field with the Mets versus Brewers baseball game. There were 700 people from Greenberg in the stands. Our jazz band had played. Dr. Chase threw out the first pitch to Principal Mastrangelo. I'm sitting in my front row seats in the outfield section with Trustee Newland, and we're watching the game like a couple of adults, looking at the statistics on the scoreboard and the pitching style. The Mets are losing badly. We're trying to figure out why, and the stands start to clear out. Down the steps comes this gaggle of 8-year-old boys. And they were all over the place trying to get the guys behind the fence to throw the baseballs, boasting and teasing each other, and paying almost no attention to the game because they were just living in the moment. The past is their future, right? Suddenly, the Brewers hit a ball deep into the outfield, and the Mets outfielder ran across the field right in front of us and dove for the ball. He ran, he leaped, he stretched, he tipped the ball with his glove. He ended up laying up flat on the ground, and the ball fell next to him. He jumped up and threw it back. He didn't quite catch it. But in that moment, all the little boys stopped. And what they saw was how hard that outfielder was trying to get that ball. And about a minute later, they went back to being little boys again, but the picture had been taken. The lesson for the night was, try hard. Our children watch us. And depending on their age, they may not get our motivations or our long-term strategies or our goals for the future. But they see what we do, and they learn from us. To our honorees tonight, we've worked either with or around our children, and even if they seem oblivious sometimes, they are watching you. In addition to whatever you do explicitly and officially, you are that outfielder. You are their role models. For your service to our children, we thank you.
Thank you, David. And I'd also like to ask the other members of the school board if you could please stand now. And join me to applaud our school board members who provide enthusiastic support and caring for our students, teachers, and administration. Thank you. And the leader of our school district, Dr. Chase, would like to give us greetings. And I just have to say, it was exciting the other night, seeing on her big old jumbotron, and she was ready, and that pitch was superb. Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening. I can't take responsibility for that pitch. I had a partner, and that's Gary Mastrangelo. So Gary, please stand and be recognized. I'm so happy that you all are mentioning the Greenberg Central School District Day. You know, I typically do not post things on my personal Facebook. That's professional. I try to separate the two so I can have balance. But something told me just to do it. And I have to tell you, the responses that we're getting about our school district from that pitch has been amazing. In fact, the Mets actually reached out to me today to inquire about partnering with us for other endeavors, and they sent me the banner picture, and I think I sent a tablet of the sign that said, "Welcome Greenberg Central School District." So you really should give yourselves a round of applause because you made that possible. You made that day special. You made it magical for the community. You made it magical for children, as President Warner indicated. What you did not see, and what I saw, what Laser Alert, Steve Lewis, and Evelyn McCormick, because we weren't on the side of the field. What we saw is when you all walked out on the warning track, and you were on the Jumbotron, you were too busy waving, getting your 5 minutes of fame. It was powerful to see a lineup of the village that's responsible for our children. Each of you on that warning track made up the village. So you have to see the picture of the warning track line. It's bone dry. So here we are again gathered. We gathered earlier this week. We're gathered again on a Friday night. 2 beautiful evenings this week. We spent money to gather on both occasions, but it didn't matter because both resources are going toward children, benefiting what it is that we need to do for our children. We don't mind gathering to celebrate one another. Here we are again celebrating. And another thing that happened this week, and I'm sure many of you have been keeping up, is our very own Harshita Chef competed on the national stage, the Scripps National Spelling Bee. She made it just before the 4th round, the semifinals, and she found out the night before the semifinals that she fell short with her score. But just an amazing week of our school district is being celebrated. And I just have to thank those people who were in the room. I'd like to congratulate the honorees. I understand that you were selected, handpicked, if you will, by the PTA, by people who are on the outside looking in. The PTA found value in the work that you do and your contribution to our amazing school district. And speaking of amazing, I have to acknowledge the PTA for once again putting together the 2nd annual Evening of Eligance. So if you were part of the PTA council committee to put this together, please stand up so that you are recognized and acknowledged for your hard work. Because I know putting this together is It isn't easy, but it's wonderful when we can acknowledge the hard work of our staff, our faculty, our community members who make a difference in our schools. They're all part of our school community. Whether they directly impact children or indirectly, they each play an integral role in our school district, and for that I am thankful. Have a great evening, everyone. Enjoy the festivities, enjoy the food, enjoy the camaraderie, enjoy each other, enjoy the conversations. We are almost there. We had a stellar school year, a couple of bumps in the road, but that comes typical. But we had a stellar school year, and look at how we're ending it. Bask in that for a second. Have a great one and enjoy.
Thank you, Dr. Chase. And now we'll have Ned McCormick, Director of Communications and Senior Advisor to the County Executive, will bring us greetings on behalf of Westchester County Executive Rob Astorino.
Thank you. What an evening of elegance. You guys are really good. And this is just a typical week. You're throwing out the opening pitch. It's at Citi Field. You've got somebody down at the spelling bee champion, and now you top it off. It doesn't get any better than that. On behalf of the county executive, it's my pleasure and honor to just bring these simple greetings. Thank you for your service. It is really terrific what you do. You know, Westchester prides itself on being New York's intellectual capital. Why is that? Because we have the highest level college graduates in the country, more than any other state. And that's a tribute to everybody in this room. And it's the partnership between the schools and the PTA, the coaches. You're working every day, 24/7. There's no day off when it comes to schools. And you guys put it out there, and it's just terrific. So we just want to thank all the honorees because you work so hard, but you do it for a lot of reasons. And the main reason is you love what you do, and it really counts. And it means that the next generation will be that much stronger. So thank you very much for everything you do. Go doing right.
opportunity to ask any of our elected officials if you could stand for recognition right now. All right, I think I did all the little general housework, but Michelle, are we going to be selling raffles during dinner? Well, dinner is now going to be...
We cannot keep them downstairs if they want.
Okay, so dinner's going to be served. Our maitre d' Mike will come to your table when it's time, but please go back downstairs. Again, every box on the calendar needs to be filled with a date. I want to know who else was born on September 20th. So let's work at that. We have the silent option, and I believe, Michelle, are there any great Father's Day gifts on there? Graduation gifts?
There's
Things to spoil me?
Visa gift cards, beer basket, wine basket. Beer basket. Yeah.
So there's your silent auction, and there's a 50-50 raffle. So please support the PTA Council with our fundraiser downstairs. Dinner is served. I'm so sorry. That's why I have my husband. We need to bless our food. I'm so sorry. Deacon Wilson of First Baptist Community Church will now give our invocation.
Good evening, everybody. Congratulations to all our athletes. Let us pray. Our Father, our God, this is food we are about to receive from the nourishment of our body. In the name of Jesus, bless the hands of the pen. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
And just a warning, I got creative. I took some creative liberties because Ms. Fells gave you permission. She said, you're going to do it like this, you're going to do it like this. But we're going to change it a little bit. And so a couple of people are going to be put on the spot, but I appreciate them as I came over and they said, yes, they'll help me out. And you'll see in a minute. When I received the program, I began to prepare for this momentous occasion. I had to figure out what to say to make sure each of you would know what is about to happen tonight will be magical and inspiring to not only our distinguished honorees, but to you. Your being here was meant to be, and without you, this evening would not be the same. I read each bio, and an intricate web of connections started to unfold, but one constant was the same: our honorees' passion for education, children, our future, and most of all, each other. These are the words that captivated my attention. And I found when I read it, I never had duplicate words. So I have 17 words: dedicated, giver, proud, confidence, strong, love, serve, drive, contribute, committed, heart, supporter, warm, positive, active, innovator, and destined. Our first honoree doesn't know she's getting honored. She is amazing. I call her my superwoman. I have 2 kids, and I think I'm really crazy. She has 3. Adorable little baby boy and 2 adorable girls, and she's always running here and there. But she will put her hand up, oh, I'll take care of it. I'll do this. And before you know it, emails are flying, you get home, everything is done, it's lined up. And you're like, girl, when do you sleep? Oh, I get my rest. Well, at this time, Ms. Mary Spells would like to say a few words. Good evening, everyone. I know you're grateful to have you come this evening. I am so excited. I got 4 o'clock this morning. I haven't had sleep at all today. So I'm just running on full. Not empty, never empty. I'm so proud to see all of you here. But I want to take this time out early to call a young lady out. And everything that Kate said is so right about Tracy. Tracy, I adopted her as my daughter. She calls me Mama Mary. And I sometimes have to get on her like I'm a real mama. And I have no shame in my game because she is a non-stop person. Her motor is always running and the city never sleeps. She's always there to help everybody. She's so compassionate. And I say to Tracy, the world is not like that, Tracy. You cannot save the world. You can put your 2 cents in, but you know something? The world is going to go on without you, me, and everybody else. But she's so compassionate, and like I said, the 3 little children are always concerned about them. But you know what? She handles her business. And when she handles her business, she handles it well. Tracy, it is such an honor today. I was thinking about you being the president of the PTA Council members, please stand, because you need to know what I'm going to do. And I said, flowers? No, not today. I said, maybe plants. Where her dog Tibby, he eats all the plants. So I said, not a plant. So I said, what will be so special that this young mother can hang in her house, in her office, and know that we care about her, and that she knows that we love her, we appreciate her. So I'm not going to talk any longer because I could talk all day. But people tell me I'm not a minister. I'm not a preacher. But I feel the spirit. I do. I may just shout in here tonight. Get me started. And, you know, I beat you up sometimes because I love you. And I take your children as my grandchildren. I take you as my daughter. And I like the way you listen sometimes. But that's okay, because that's what children do. That's what young people do. They don't listen all the time. She'll say, okay. She hears my words. But that's okay, because I'm coming back again. I never stop. I don't harass. I just keep it moving. So we love you. We want to give you this mic on behalf of PTA Council members, where are you? Stand up as I present this flight to our president for 2 years. Stand up. America, stand up. You are the great mothers. They don't even know what they're doing. So they are the people that are behind you, pushing you all the time. You are the leader. You give us the vision. We're very proud of you. Thank you.
I just want to say one thing, and I don't want to be talking because that was my thing about the event. I didn't want a bunch of talking, but I do need to say this. The PTA council, the PTA members of the unions are not paid. We're volunteers. I think almost all of us have full-time jobs, except for Miss Mary, who's always running around, but she works pretty much for the district and doesn't get paid. So it's totally volunteer. We all care very much about all of the children in the district, and we try to do as much as we can to support and enhance the school district where we live. So thank you very much for this honor.
All our honorees tonight will receive a certificate, and Senator Andrew Stewart Cousins sent certificates to honorees in proud salute at the Greenburgh Central School District PTA Second Annual Evening of Elegance and Recognition. Congratulates you on your accomplishments, and it's signed by Andrew Stewart Cousins. We also have Certificate of Merit presented by Robert P. Astorino, Westchester County Executive, in recognition of your service to the community, commemorated at the Second Annual Evening of Elegance and Recognition, given under my hand and seal the second day of June 2017, signed by the Westchester County Executive. And thank you to Supervisor Paul Feiner. We have certificates of appreciation on behalf of the town of Greenburgh for the Second Annual Evening of Elegance and Recognition. Thank you for your leadership in helping to make the Greenburgh Central School District a world-class school. Your efforts and hard work are appreciated. Thank you. And also we have a plaque, Greenberg Central School District presents Evening of Elegance and Recognition, awarded to honoree from the PTA Council dated June 2nd, 2017. This next honoree best exemplifies the spirit of our Greenberg schools and community. Mrs. Virginia Montession lived a life dedicated to helping others. I was blessed to know Jenny as a co-worker, my son's TA, and more importantly, as a friend. And I have to say, when I spoke to people about her, one thing you never forgot was Miss Montession's smile. If you were having a bad day, or you were up crying with your second grader because he was lazy and didn't want to finish his homework, like I was, she would tell you it'll be all right and make you feel better. Mr. Mastrangelo will now accept the award on behalf of the family, and joining him is her husband, Pat.
Thank you. Pat and I have been talking all night long, and just before I came up here, he said something that I'm actually going to put at the very top. I'm going to take a little poetic license now and steal a copyright from Life is Good. Do what you love what you do. And that's what Jenny did. She did what she loved, and she loved what she did, working with kids. Mrs. Virginia Montession, Ginny, as she was known by her friends and coworkers, started her career in the Greenberg Central School District as a teaching assistant in the ECP, Early Childhood Program, after her own children began attending the Greenberg schools. Ginny worked at the ECP for a few years until she moved on to Highview, where she worked until the end of her career. As a teaching assistant, Ginny gave all of her time and efforts to support the teachers that she worked with and to help the children to be successful. If Ginny's life and career had to be summed up in one word, that word would be dedicated. She was a dedicated wife, mother, and teaching assistant. Ginny always created a sense of home at Highview School. She was an integral part of the Sunshine Committee and wanted the staff to feel like a family who celebrated together. As a dedicated employee, she rarely missed a day of work, and she worked after school each day, as well as the summer school each year. I'm also going off script. When I arrived 11 years ago, we had a program before school where there were staff members who would watch children whose parents started work at 3, 4 in the morning. It's crazy. But kids would come to Highview School at 7:30, 8 o'clock before school started. Who worked that program, folks? You got it. Ginny's goal was to empower the students to feel successful, no matter what type of learner the child was. She was flexible in her ability to reach the students with both physical limitations and the struggling learner. Ginny Montession has been and will continue to be sorely missed in Greenberg, and especially at Highview. But honoring her this evening, we felt, was a fitting way to keep her in our memory and have her legacy live on forever. Thank you.
Good evening. I really didn't prepare anything because I didn't think I was going to come because it's a difficult night for me. But it's a night of celebration and recognition and not sadness. And I want to thank everyone here from the bottom of my heart. What it means to me and my family that you're recognizing my wife is special. It helps you get through the tough times in life. And I knew my wife 40 years we were together. Sometimes in life you get very lucky, you find that special person, and I got very lucky. She gave me 2 beautiful children. And I don't want to go on too long, I have to say this to everyone here. It's called a job. Ginny didn't have a job. She loved the kids. She loved what she did. And she was a beautiful person. And she loved this place. So I want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart. My family thanks you. And God bless everyone. Thank you.
We not only lost our dear friend Jenny,
We not only lost our dear friend Jenny, but we also lost Chuck Bronze and many other members of the Greenberg School District. So we'd like you to all stand. Let's have a moment of silence on all of their behalf.
thank you. So now this is one of those special favors. Blazer, and your own coat, and Mr. Matt Smith. We'll now take a moment to recognize some incredible individuals within our district. Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jackson. Tonight we are here to honor individuals that have dedicated themselves to Greenberg Central School District. We have two brothers that attended Woodlands, graduated from Woodlands, and now have returned to help educate our children at Woodlands. At this point in time, I'd like to call up Mr. Stephen Lewis and Jonathan Lewis. As some of you know, or may not know, next Monday, I believe, correct? This Monday. Mr. Lewis, and he's a founding member of Atlantic Star. They're getting a street dedicated to them on Monday at Town Hall with Mr. Paul Feiner. So for that, we appreciate it. Thank you. Oftentimes they say, you know, when you watch a movie, you never really notice the audio or the visual unless it's bad. So, Mr. Lewis, Jonathan Lewis is our audio. Mr. Stephen Lewis is our video. So guys, I appreciate you because you do a great job and make Greenberg look great on our channel. So thank you.
I just want to say thank you to the community. You know, we came up through District 8 at that time. And, you know, it's been a journey, and it's been a beautiful journey. And it's great to be back home. And I've been here for about 15, 16 years now. 16, so thank you so much. Thank you to Matt and Dr. Tierra Chase and the rest of the Greenberg family. We love you.
As my brother said, you know, I'm just really honored and moved by this. And you know, I'm not used to this. I'm behind the camera. So, and I'm not, you know, one with few words. I can have a lot of words, but I'm not going to do that tonight. But I'll tell you, I just have to say, Greenberg, we've been a lot of places, but it's no place like this place. That's the truth. It really is. And I tell you, I'm just so honored to be a part of the
worked for the school that I graduated. And I tell you, the administration under the leadership of Dr. Chase is just, and I graduated here, I went through the school system, but I'm telling you, now, I wish I could bring all my grandkids and everybody to Greenburgh because there's some incredible stuff going on. So I'd like to just thank you for this honor, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you, Mrs. Smith, and you'll be back. Ms. Washington, thank you again for saying yes. And she'll now present to the next two honorees. You guys want me to sing? Yes. And I will love you so. I'm not sharing. Okay, sorry. All right. I am so honored to introduce another Woodlands High School graduate. This young man is R.J. Bailey's hype man. Anytime I need to get my students riled up, all I have to do is call on Mr. Van Dyke. And he supports me, he supports the school, but Dave, you have to understand that you have been gifted. You were created with a gift. Oh boy. And not just in the classroom, he's a mentor, he's a friend, and he has been there for every single student. And he has been my support. And I have to say, I appreciate you, I thank you, and I'm so proud that the PTA Council recognized you. Oh, yes. Because the gift that you had, DVD, that's just a label, that's a title. My child will say to me, Mom, I gotta go, it's DVD. That means that you have something more than just an organization. So I want you to come up here, and I want you to be honored tonight.
I'm a product of this Greenburgh community, and that's saying that it takes a village. Well, I went to Woodlands, I played sports there. Woodlands gave me my first teaching job, my first coaching job, so I owe a lot to this community. But I owe a lot to my parents because my entire family lives in Brooklyn. But my mother and father saw fit to move me up here, and I thank you for that. Amen.
The next honoree, I'm actually going to ask Mr. Smith and Mr. Mastriangelo, Dale Bradley, you just stand with me. Stand with me. This young man, and I'm going to say young man, works in all of our schools. He works with our special needs department. He also is gifted. But the love that he has for his, I don't even want to say job, for his career in the Greenburgh Central School District people here have ever walked past Mr. Pat's class. And the one thing that we all can attest to, we see the progress of the students in his classes. I mean, he can go from the skateboard to the baseball bat, and just the enthusiasm that he has, and he will not stop. Whatever goal is on that IEP, he's going to make sure those students are going to reach it that year, and he will beat himself up if they do not reach the goal. Can we all stand for Mr. Pat? Please come and be recognized.
Thank you very, very much. The students are my real teachers. Thank you.
For our next honoree, I have to say I moved from Chicago here to Greenberg in 2002. And the people that you meet, and when you talk to them, you're just amazed at how much they know. So over the years, I've learned more and more about this individual. What I learned tonight was he's been a part of this community and his district a long time. Not only working in the district for 30 years, he started here, age 6 as a student. So there is history. And I call him my historian, because if you ever talk to Mr. Wilson, he'll tell you the history. This is how we used to do it. He is our official historian. And I'm sure it's not just him, but as I read, and my word for him was strong. He was a big brother to 8 siblings. Strong. That's what characterizes our district or community. Strong. Mr. Reggie L. Wilson, we would like to honor you tonight.
I'm not good for words. But I've been in the district for 30 years.
Wow.
More than 30. Who said that? And I love where I work. People in the district treat me real nice. It's a little bump in the road, but I love where I work. That's all I have to say.
Mr. Smith? Thank you again. And we're going to get through this program. But I really wanted to take a minute to hear from the individuals. And I thought it was fitting. We were trying to do it different this year, I have to be honest. We weren't going to bring everybody up and last year and drag this out, but I got cold feet. I was like, Mrs. Spells, I can't 15 people and do it justice. I need help. So she said yes, and I really appreciate Ms. Washington, Mr. Mastrangelo, another speaker we'll have later, Mr. Smith coming up. But here's to the next honoree.
The next honoree is new to our district and to our family. She is the cornerstone, the main office. She's the glue of Woodlands. She's a positive, a pleasant voice that you hear on the phone, you call my office. She's a gatekeeper. Talking a lot of people in my office when I'm busy. I appreciate that. God, I appreciate that. Ms. Corbin is a constant present, and she aims to assist anyone that comes into the high school, middle school. Whether there's an issue going on, she'll take time to listen to you and calmly diffuse any situation. I refer to the main office as Grand Central Station. A lot goes on there every day, every minute of the day. But somehow she's able to maintain her sanity, but even more to maintain my sanity. So I present to you my assistant, Miss Valerie Miller.
First, I'm going to say thank you, and then I'm going to say, my God is awesome. He is awesome. He is the source of my strength and my blessings. I'd like to thank all of you for this wonderful evening. I'd like to thank the PTA who thought it not robbery to nominate this lady from the Bronx, like really? Okay. I'd like to thank my sister from another mister, Miss Catherine Henry, who helped me run Grand Central Station. I'd like to thank this guy back here because I have worked for presidents and CEOs. I've worked for board trustees, and I have never seen the passion for our children, and for the excellence that he wants for the students at Woodlands. So I have to thank Mr. Smith. Last but not least, because I'm a mom, I want to thank my wonderful children for making me believe that the world can be a better place. I love them dearly. And my sweetie, he's over there taking a picture of me, Mr. Hill. I thank him for being there when I'm up, being there for me when I'm down, for listening to my madness day in and day out, because woo! Okay? And that's it. Thank you.
She brings that energy every morning to the office at 7 o'clock in the morning. No one needs caffeine in Valerie. The next honoree recently retired last year. He and I started in the district at the same time. This man is a committed advocate to our school, to our students, and to the community. He's a caring individual. I call him a gentle giant who will give you the shirt off of his back. I've seen him sponsor students to go to the prom who could not afford it. He buys a ticket, he buys a tuxedo. I see Mr. Yasser go above and beyond constantly for our students. He also volunteers on a local soup kitchen. He's just a phenomenal young man. I call him young, so he's in the and he's gravely missed at Woodlands. His presence is missed. Oh, yeah. So without further ado, my guy, the big guy, Mr. Yasser.
Thank you very much. My wife told me to keep this short, but those who know me, I can be up here all day long talking. And I do talk because of the love that I have for the
before I start my speech, I do like to give praise and honor to my Lord and Savior, because without him and his blessings, I wouldn't be here. And as we say in Union Baptist, God is good. And all the time. God is good. All right, we can start now. Pastor comes around each table. But no, it's an honor to be here. First, I'd like to thank the PTA Council for giving me this honor. Most of the time when you leave, they say you are forgotten. But in my case, I never left. I just don't work the regular hours, but I'm still around the community. And I do enjoy the Greenburgh School District. As you said before, this is the place to be with all the people that I've worked with in the past, including administration, teachers, staff, and of course, what we all do and why we're here, the students. That is the main reason why I have given my time and my place to be here, to be part of this great, great school district. There's some people I do have to give my love to, because if I don't, I probably won't get a chance to go home tonight. But of course, as I said before, family's always been the most important thing to me. And as you know, not only am I one of these people who work for the district, but I live in the district, and my children, my daughter, graduate 2015, and this year, the class of 2017, I have my son Joshua. Also, I'd give a little shout out to Ms. Spells. You know I love you, Ms. Spells. I love you very much. And there are some other people, you know, who are not here, but when I talk about being in the school district, as you know, I'm a two-timer. I was here before, but I came back for more. If you're not careful, I might come back for a third time. But I'd like to give out a little special thanks to Dr. Chris Casey. For those who know her, she was assistant superintendent. She's the one who got me into education, because before that I was in law enforcement, being a police officer in the town of Greenburgh. She saw something in me that I saw when she brought out in me, made me go back to school, get what I needed to do. The second person is the late, great Mr. Harry Lawson. Okay, all of us know Harry. He kind of demanded that I leave the police department to work for the school district, so I had to go. The second time around, I have to give thanks to Mr. Ronald Smalls. We all know him as Biggie, because he saw the vision of having a two-tier when he brought me and Matt to the school district together to do. And there's another young lady, Miss Cora Carey. Miss Carey was my mentor. She was the person who always made sure that when the knife was put in my back, that she would pull it out, that I would keep on doing what I need to do. And that's the reason why I love working here in Greenburgh, because the people here look out for you. They believe in you, they let you do what you have to do. And my new buddy, Mr. Mario Scarano, and his wife, Jane, they helped me out a lot last year. And also, too, just to throw a plug, these nice, beautiful plaques that we have, they were donated by JMR. Thank you. And the last person I have to thank is, of course, my wife. Those who know me know that I'm a handful. I'm full of jokes, but for her, the last, I say 27 years, she has made me the man that I am, have given me the opportunity to do what I have to do. Because you get a call at 11:30 at night from a parent or from a student, and your wife doesn't ask why, she just says, do what you need to do. And she lets you do it. That shows you that we're both on the same accord. And with that, Ms. Yiser, I love you. I thank you. And since I have, my daughter says I have 30 seconds left. Yeah, I got on 9 days, man, okay. Bring out the cake and the coffee, because I'm sure Mr. Wrong. I'd like to dedicate this plaque to all of our youth and our students of the Greenburgh Central School District, the past, the present, and the future. Because if you do love education, that is why we are here tonight for. We're not here for this, we're not here for the accolades, we are here for our children. And if we keep that mindset together, we will be the world-class district that we are, and will continue to be. Thank you very much, and I love you.
I am excited to be able to honor our next honoree. And she doesn't know, but again, when I came to this district, I didn't know anybody. And we started meeting parents. And I can remember when I met Debbie Dion. And she has been my model of what a PTA officer should look like. It was at ECP with my daughter, and I kept hearing about her. Debbie Dion, who is this? But it wasn't what I heard, it's what she was doing in the district for our students. And so that's one of the main reasons that I joined the PTA, became active, became an officer. And I'm so glad that she's being honored tonight. Because as Mrs. Mail said, you could see there was something in her. She was always volunteering, always saying, I thought you worked for the district. Then you find out she's actually a parent, and then she ends up working for the district. And it's been a blessing to have her there. Ms. Dion, we would like to honor you. I know it really was a joy when we worked together, very briefly. But you were always positive, you were always doing, giving, and my word for you was joy. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna make this really short. When Mrs. Schmaltz, Mrs. Fells asked me, told me about this, I said, I'm really somebody that's behind the scenes. I don't come up here and talk much. But she said, just go up there and say, what's your goal? And I said, well, my goal when I started here was to give back. When I walked into ECP 15 years ago with my children, it was very difficult. And the support and the love that the Greenburgh District gave to me is what I want to give to every parent that walks into ECP.
Ms. Washington. The next honoree, when I think of this person, I think of the function of an angel. Angels are here to protect. Angels are here to heal and deliver. I have an angel at R.J. Bailey Elementary School. He protects, he respects, he loves R.J. Bailey students. He is an angel. And I am so proud to stand here today and honor Mr. Douglas Skrzyński. Just so you know, Mr. Skrzyński is our school monitor, but he is so much more. His interaction with parents, students, you cannot put on any evaluation form that anyone humanly can create, because he has such a big heart and a passion for our students. And Mrs. Skrzyński, this is a long time coming. You are an unsung hero. Oh, yeah. Thank you for everything.
Thank you so much for recognizing me. It's really appreciated. Mrs. Washington, thank you so much for your kind words. And it really is an honor to work here in Greenburgh. And I'm really speechless. I really have to say it. It's really an honor. I appreciate it. Thank you.
The next honoree. If you want to know what time it is, you can set your clock by this person. This person is the most punctual staff member in the district. That's right. It's your word wrong. I'm watching the clock by her, right? This individual is energetic. She's a confidant, forthright, and she truly cares for our students. She wears a perpetual smile, full of energy and open, expressive love for our kids. Laura Wanga is a type of teacher that can reach the unreachable students. She truly believes in them. She inspires them. She educates them socially, emotionally, and academically. She truly is an asset to our district, and she's involved in all aspects of our school and our community. So, our next honoree, who's very punctual, is Laura Wanga. Come on.
Everybody has jokes. It's all good. We're family. We're family. My mother has always taught me to be honest, and I stand before you today knowing that I am a work in progress. Let me repeat that again. I am a work in progress, but it's taken me 19 years to stand before you, and I am just so honored to be a part of such a special group of people here in Greenburgh. And it's touching, and I did write something, and I would like to sing.
Take your time.
Thank you. First and foremost, I would like to thank God. Through Him, all things are possible. When I first interviewed for my first teaching position here at Greenburgh, I remember being asked by the committee, why would you want to work here in Greenburgh and be a part of the faculty? I clearly stated that Greenburgh is home, a close-knit community which has provided me countless experiences and fond memories. I am a proud alumni of Greenburgh Central 7 School District, whose faculty has made a lasting difference in my life, and community, which has also been supportive. It's with great honor that I serve my community that has made me who I am today.
What makes Greenberg so special, what really got me into the field of education, is because when I was a student, I had so many individuals that encouraged me and inspired me. And I really have to take a moment to give you those individuals, and I'm sure most of you know them. Martha James, Lovely Phillips, Barbara Harris, Patricia Hosted, Barbara Glover, Ainsley Adams, Janice Marshall, Irene Alves, Dr. David Cozart, Randy Forrest, Ms. Spells, June Sutterick, Lena Anderson, Chris Casey, Patty Moore, Dr. Robert Freelo, and the list goes on. As a young person in Greenberg, these individuals encouraged me and always told me how important it was to give back. And I took it very seriously. And I take my position, and like most of my honorees said, it's not a job, it's a passion, it's a love that we have. And I noticed that everyone that came up here, it's such a humble experience because we don't do it for the recognition. We do it for the love and the passion of our children. Education is for improving the lives of others and for leaving your community and world better, one student at a time. That has been my mission and continues to be my vision every step and breath that I take. I have people to thank. First of all, my sister, the love of my best friend, who's always been there for me through thick and thin. My beloved DB, who is my #1 fan and who always pushes me to be my best. And most of all, my mother, my rock. Mom, I remember when we were just doing my dissertation for my master's program, and I ran down the driveway saying I couldn't do it, and you followed me and you ran after me, almost fell down the driveway. And said, Lori, this is what you're going to do. So I remember the first time you sent me my bouquet of flowers at R.J. Bailey School with my first 6th grade teaching position, and I thank you. And because of you, I'm the woman and the educator today. Thank you all. I have one more thing to say.
Take your time.
There are plenty of educators, my colleagues, my very dear friends, that take this very seriously. And I would like to acknowledge them. Principal Kiana Washington, my master teacher, Sam Washington, Stacy Preston, as well as Edgar Glasgow, Ashley Jackson. And Mr. Smith, thank you for providing us with all that we have here at Woodlands High School. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm not going to get emotional. We all know that things in our lives sometimes happen, and sometimes we don't like everything that happens, right? We go through trials, we go through tribulations, but it's funny how when you're going through something, sometimes your paths change, and you actually get to meet individuals who are going to help you grow, who are going to help you be a better person. And this next award goes to a fabulous woman. She's a wife, she's a mother, she's an educator, she's a sister, and I call her friend. She was my predecessor at R.J. Bailey Elementary School. I was sent over to R.J. Bailey from the high school when she became sick. And I know that it was a divine intervention because what I learned under her, I can call her mentor. This woman is brilliant, and I'm going to tell you, she was created for a purpose in the Greenberg Central School District.
Yes.
Can we all stand for Ms. Marjorie Clark?
I am so honored and so appreciative to have Greenberg as my tradition and my home. Leaving was very difficult. I was fortunate to have a wonderful husband who and I look ahead to the future of Greenberg, and I see that it continues to grow, it continues to spread the love. I see the people from the PTA Council creating traditions like this that just fill our hearts and let us have more reasons to appreciate our family. I absolutely adore Dr. Chase. I think she is the best thing that has ever happened to our children in Greenberg. And I think the future looks spectacular. So for all the parents of Greenberg children that are here, congratulations on the job that you've done. I've been here several generations now, 8 superintendents. And that's how far back it went. But it's never been better, and we never have more to look forward to. And I am so, so grateful to all of you. Thank you.
At this time, the council chose to recognize individuals we don't always see or know about. And I would like members of the central administration, the mansion, if you could just stand to be recognized, because we don't see you in the school all the time, but we know you're there. The central office, the mansion, everybody that's at the mansion. And I want to acknowledge the work you do. And tonight, we'll like to honor one of your co-workers, Ms. Mangle. And again, this is a name I've heard about, and when I see her face, yeah, that's Ms. Mangle. Student support services, very important. And I've had an experience where my son was playing soccer and broke his wrist. And as a parent, you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? Who's going to help me? Don't worry, student services will provide an aide to walk with him, to take his notes. It is just handled effortlessly. So for that, we'd like to honor you. And I know you've been there for 8 years. I won't even ask how many people you serve, but you've been our constant. You've been there. And thank you. My word to you was supportive. Thank you.
Not a very good public speaker, but I just wanted to say thank you for the honor. I really appreciate it. I have a lot of backup and support in the office that I work in, and it's a team effort, and I'm really grateful for everyone I work with in the central office and in student services. A lot of them are sitting with me now. So thank you, and thank you so much, my family, for all being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Our next honoree could not be with us this evening, but my word for her automatically was warm. Lena Amendola. Again, I moved here in 2002, not knowing anybody. Leah Jackson was my first builder. And I tell the story, I'm from Chicago, so all I knew was New York undercover cops. And you moved to Greenberg, and it was a blessing. And I was like, well, which school? Leah Jackson. no, don't I choose from 3 different, no, we have Jackson. And Lena is always there. I can even call now. Hi, Mrs. Jackson, what do you need? You know, and so my word for her was warm. And on behalf of Ms. Amendola, Dr. Chase will accept this award. Okay, well, I will make sure that Lena gets the award for tonight. The next honoree, I just know is Miss Melanie. You know, it's like, well, who's your new name? Miss Melanie. Well, do you like her? Yeah, you know, I have a lot of fun with her, but she can be mean. That's good, then that's the person I want you with. Miss Melody had my son. She had my daughter. She knows all her children. And then when I read her bio, you were Woodland, you're from the district. So Reggie, you know, you look at this and I'm amazed at our honorees. So many of our honorees went through this district. They graduated and they came back. They sent their children. That has to say a lot. And then what you do, you get these kids, not when they're in front of the school board, in front of books, but it's their recess time. All this energy. And they still know you. And you're in the community, we'll see you. And my word for Miss Melody was thankful. Thankful for you being here. Thankful for everything you've given and your service. We do appreciate you and would like to honor you tonight. Again, you know, I've had interaction with everybody. And our next honoree, I remember my son coming home 2nd grade and telling me about he's not going to do drugs and not drink because they did something where they were thinking they were drunk. And he's like, Mom, I don't want that. I'm like, Nathan, where are you learning all this? Officer Xenon is in the building. He's on that t-shirt. But I know him as a parent, and Ms. Pearson is going to tell us a little bit more about our next honoree.
I speak all the time in front of huge crowds, and I've never been more nervous than I am in this moment. What can someone say about Officer Xenon? Officer Z, Oz, OZ, or just Z? He's an integral part of the Greenberg community. I was lucky enough to get to know Officer Xenon while he was an SRO at Woodland. Watching him as he took on wise projects of monumental proportions, having a Woodland student swim across the Hudson to raise money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and then become instrumental in helping me plan, chaperone, and provide security for the numerous middle school overnight trips. He was able to connect and relate to students while he was in the building, and his time there is a treasured memory for his past students, the faculty, and staff alike. Currently, Officer Z serves the town of Greenberg as a member of the Community Policing Unit and helps run the Greenberg Police Camp and the Greenberg Police Explorer Program. It is my pleasure and honor to introduce someone I am lucky enough to call not only my previous coworker, Uncle Dave to my 2 kids, but most importantly, I am humbled to call him one of my very best friends. Ladies and gentlemen, Officer David Xenon.
Officer Z, we love you. Woo!
really big piece of paper. Dr. Chase took my It Takes a Village speech. And Mr. Geiser took my I Love Everybody speech. So I'm just left with one page and a quick story. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others.
Yeah.
That has been my creed and motto. Joshua Geiser, where are you? Stand up. Brianna Valentine? Where's Anya Jonathan? I know their parents are here, and they will fully understand when I tell you, those kids are mine as well. I had them for my Greenberg Police Youth Camp. They have become outstanding young men and women, and they are my motivation. They are my driving force. But I have another story that Ms. Pearson stole. 11 years ago, when I had my first year at Woodlands as the school resource officer, I had a young lady barge into my office and tell me that I was going to be her wise mentor. I had absolutely no idea what wise was, but she said I was the one that she was going to choose because her project of swimming across the Hudson was very ambitious, and I thought, honestly, she was half nuts. She told me she was an accomplished swimmer, told me she was an excellent lifeguard, an awesome individual, and I hadn't seen her swim. So I called my police department, spoke to my sergeants, and they bought into the dream. They said, well, if you are going to have her swim across the Hudson, make sure she can swim. So we took her out. We had a marine unit at that time. We took her out in a boat. And we went over to the rocking side, we went to Piermont, and proceeded to drop her in the water. She swam about 100 feet and said, I'm good. Got out of the water. I remember my sergeant looking at me saying, during the course of this journey with Ms. Jennifer Lee, she decided she wanted to make her campaign a fundraiser. So we went over to the CEO of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and she proceeded to raise about $15,000. Early June of that year, 2006, we dropped her in the water again. This time with News 12, Eyewitness News, WFAS Radio, with Jay Michaels, if you remember Jay Michaels, the morning guy. He did a couple of interviews with Jennifer, and found her story to be quite unique. As we dropped her in the water, with the wetsuit we got from Orca and the personal trainers we got and the millions of cases of water, Gatorade, Pepsi that everybody donated, see, they all bought into the dream as well. And she completed her swim in 51 minutes. Wow. Much to our amazement. Because the same sergeant that looked at her and said, dude, she can't swim. Looked at me and said, dude, I told you she can't. But the most amazing thing about this was when she got to the other side, she was met by Gaggle Media. She was met by the CEO of Make-A-Wish, who graciously accepted the check. And the most amazing thing to me was that she was also greeted by her grandfather, who had been flown in from Colombia by her parents to witness the event. But little did she know, I got more out of that adventure than she did. I got to understand a lot about myself in terms of giving myself selflessly to others. Whether it be time. By the way, all of the other nominees, congratulate you. I know all of you, worked with all of you, love all of you dearly. We have been through a number of trials and tribulations together, professionally, personally, everything in between. So it's really a pleasure to be here amongst such awesome company. Let me get back to Jen real quick. She does her swim, she does the project. Miss Fells, who I did not think I knew, we happen to be neighbors unbeknownst to me. I go to her house the other day with the chef, and I also want to thank my PBA because they bought that entire crazy table that's over there. I thought about Jennifer. And I said, you know, wonder how she's doing. Over the course of those 11 years, I've had wonderful opportunity to get to know the family, brother, father, mom, turned down invitations to their pool countless times. But that camaraderie, that bond is there, just as it is with those 4 kids who still think they're in camp and are still standing at attention. I really wanted to do that so bad. So I thought about Jennifer and I decided to give her a call, just to touch base. And it was funny how life goes full circle. She came to my office 11 years ago, sheepishly, well not so sheepishly, asking me to be her mentor, to sponsor. And here I was last week calling her up, asking her if she would bless me with the honor of sponsoring me for tonight's dinner. So Jennifer is sitting at my table now. Jennifer, I wanted to share that with all of you because I realized that with her dream, there had to be a dream maker. And sometimes when you make that dream for someone, and those of you who have been up here in this podium know exactly what I'm talking about. You create a dream maker yourself. Unbeknownst to Jennifer, she has absolutely no idea how important it was for me to come to terms with what I do for my community, for my kids. Anybody who knows me knows I am a staunch advocate for these children. We will fight tooth and nail. I sometimes, unfortunately, disagree with certain people. And we go at it, but it's always with the understanding that I have got the kids' best interests at heart 100% of the time. That's true. So I close by offering a challenge to all of you who have had the blessing to be up here, and for those of you who have not just yet. I need you to find your Jennifer. Get motivated by that one child that you know needs the resources that you have to give, and you're willing to give it, irrespective of politics, social conformities, or what anybody seems to think or say about your relationship, your passion, and your drive for that child. I guess that's my cue. On that note, I'm going to take that as a cue. I want to thank you all. And oh, by the way, in today's day and age, how many police officers have the opportunity to be up here right now? The times that we're living in, to tell you how blessed I am to be up here and not behind bulletproof glass, is truly an honor, and that's because I am very comfortable talking to everyone here because we all know each other. Yeah. Hey, you do that? Awesome. Anyway, I gotta go because I spoke too long. Thank you all.
I would like to ask all the middle school staff to please stand. Last summer, our Board of Education superintendent decided to merge our schools 7 through 12. I think it's the greatest idea ever. But it did come with some challenges. We were all in 100%. Let's be clear, we were all new as administrators in the building. Myself as the principal, Ms. Jackson as the assistant principal, Mr. Glasgow as our athletic director and dean. But we had one go-to person. Summers were long. Come in at 7:30 in the morning, leave at 7:30 at night. Like Officer Zenon said at times, we didn't see eye to eye. But I know this woman here would fight tooth and nail for any student that walks through the door of Woodlands. She never says no. She will find a way to get it done. And I appreciate her. She has taken time from her family. I believe this summer she was in Rhode Island or Maine. And she calls me, I don't know what time, it was 5 o'clock at night or something on Friday night. I'm like, Debbie, it's July, 5 o'clock Friday night. I'm at a barbecue. What's going on? Oh, I finished the schedules. I think they're all done. I said, Deb, you sure? Yeah, I'll be in Monday morning. Sure enough, she came in Monday morning about 7:30, and all the schedules were complete. The merger was a challenge for us, but it wasn't for Ms. Perullo, we would not have been able to accomplish that this year. Ms. Perullo has dealt with many challenges with our students. She knows when a fight's about to break out. She has like, I don't know, ESP or something. I don't know what she has. But she also is the dream maker. She takes a lot of students that are outliers and brings them into our general population to make them feel welcome, to make them feel like they're worth something. And that's a huge ability to possess if you make someone feel worth something. Ms. Perullo, unfortunately, is retiring this year. So I keep trying to convince her just to hold on for one more year, but I think she's done. To her daughters, thank you for letting us borrow your mom for 13 years. I know she's been absent, but she's been doing a great job at our school, a great job in our community, and a great job for our students. And you really built a cornerstone for their foundation for life. So without further ado, Ms. Debbie Perullo.
Thank you so much. It's both with happiness and sadness that I stand here tonight. What an amazing 13 years. Your children have been my joy, my mission, and my passion. If you've read my bio, you may know that my work has always centered around the education of young people. But my work here at Woodlands has provided something very special to me. I always felt that I was meant to be the mother of many children, even though I knew that I would only have 2 children on my own, my wonderful daughters over here. Helping young people attain a higher education and helping my staff attain the professional status they thought seemed to be the way I would fulfill this destiny, until 2 events changed my life. 9/11 struck up close and in person as I watched the towers fall from my office window at New School University. And a year later, my younger daughter was stricken with a medical issue that demanded much of my time and attention, so I left the university and focused on the issue at home. 2 years later, ready to return to the professional world,
I felt inspired to try more direct work with students and was fortunate to find that opportunity here at Greenberg Central School District. It is here that I have been able to truly use my skills to benefit the students, your children, the most. My commitment to treat your children as I want mine treated has never wavered. But what has made it possible to be so effective is being part of an amazing team. From the teachers, Ms. Pearson, Ms. Burns, Mr. Sanchez, Ms. Tovar, Ms. Wise, and the others, to the maintenance staff, Reggie and Stevie and Mr. Sally, to the principals, Mr. Chambliss, Ms. Simone, Mr. Spencer, Mrs. Shamberg, Mr. Smith, to the district administrators, Dr. Chase, Dr. Moffett, Dr. Muhammad, Mrs. Clarkson, Mr. Delgado, to my colleagues, Dr. Foy, Ms. Jones, Mr. Dominguez, Wilma, Dr. Sharon, Mrs. Goldman, Mrs. Sheehan, Dean Eisler, Marion Nangle, to the hall monitors, Mr. Morris, Mr. Newkirk, Ms. Allen, Mr. Graham, and the PTA Council, Mrs. Spells, and all the wonderful people I've had the privilege to work with. It's this team that makes it possible. Thank you to you all. It's been amazing. This honor belongs to each of you as much as it belongs to me. Thank you.
And that brings us to the close of our honoring session tonight. But there's still dancing. There's still 50-50. I'm going downstairs to check who else is September 20th. There's Silent